This is Madden 19. I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a great one on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Chicago Bears. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right?
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
On the ground, this is T.J. Yeldon, and he powers his way up past the 30. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Flush to his right. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
Now a play fake here on first down. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works a defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now a handoff to Yeldon. He juked him, and very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
On 2nd down, Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this. And, hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. And he will find his man on the outside. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that's to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
They'll try to punch it in with Yeldon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. Now it's Wilson. This is caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. A look now at the lineup defensively for Chicago. And they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
This opening drive has taken them to the 2, but now they come up on a 3rd and goal. Now they try the right side here. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. The holding penalty, that puts them in an unenviable spot here as they try again on 3rd and goal. Throwing is Wilson. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Well, that was excellent coverage right there, and he definitely did the right thing, showing that discretion is definitely the better part of valor. Threw it away, preserved the opportunity to kick for a field goal.
And excellent coverage. And right now the human is controlling the defense, so good job, human. Tavecchio puts this one through, and the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
This one taken just inside the 10. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. As we get a peek at the former number 2 overall pick, Mitchell Trubisky.
And he did everything possible to rally his team to a win last week, didn't he? What did he throw for?
Over 450 yards.
I mean, that's a pretty phenomenal performance. So, obviously, he and the offense were clicking pretty well. The other 2/3, though, that comes into question. Defense and special teams, they'll need all of them to play better in this one, too.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Call it a 6-yard gain. Still plenty of work to do coming up. 3rd and 14.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. He'll leave it for Cohen, complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Call it a gain of 3, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here comes the Bears punter now. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a 3rd down.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on 2nd down. They hit him with the draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
But you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on 2nd and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass them with a running play. So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up first downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that is due to how they win on 1st and 2nd down, because that leaves them 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
On 1st down, Wilson. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Here's a give to Yeldon. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on
pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. This is how the defense will line up for Seattle. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
This is an area of the game that they definitely have to improve because right now, against the pass, top 10 in the league. But against the run, that's where the struggles have come in. You've got to find a way to make sure they stop runners before they get started.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Lynch. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now let's go. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Now, prior to the snap, we hit all zeros as time has run out on the first quarter of play. 3-0 is our score, and we're back to Soldier Field after this. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
A nickel look by Seattle on 3rd down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now.
Here we go now. 3-19.
From the shotgun, it's Lynch. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. A first catch for the man leading the NFL in receiving yards in this first month. And a first down to boot. Of course, he's coming off that NFC Offensive Player of the Week performance. 2 scores in that game a week ago.
And how did he get them? Speed is one thing, but how about the niftiness in his route running, able to cross people up in the secondary and make sure that they can't quite get to him before the ball arrives. He's something after the catch as well.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
Here's Coleman. Oh, now he bowls him over. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee?
Holding offense.
So that one will be accepted.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
This is Coleman. 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 34. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and this score will stay right where it is. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They were forced to punt last time. Now, I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Now a handoff looking right. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Tackle made that time by Dalvin Tomlinson.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Yeldon. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Micah Kaiser was in on the tackle.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson toward the sideline. He will have the 1st down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the 1st down.
A 1st down carry now for Yeldon. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 2nd down, here's Yeldon. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
They go play action with Wilson. To the right side here, the tight end Thomas. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play. But call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Here we go.
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And his throw here is incomplete. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. This third down just got even more difficult. Third down and 15 after the false start.
Here we go now.
Out of the gun, Lynch. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Bobby Wagner. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect it. Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to kick it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now it's Lockett. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. T.J. Yeldon working his way back out onto the field. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the second quarter. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. Still shedding tackles. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. T.J. Yeldon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
On for the extra point, Giorgio Tavecchio. Vecchio good on the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eddie Goldman forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Play action. Now Lynch. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And got his man complete. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 41 yards.
There's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Blue, landing. Blue.
On 1st down, they go option to the right. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, we just saw the recipe for success right there. Big body, strong, agile, playing with great leverage in hands. Not really able to be blocked on that play. Close things down inside.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Here we go now. Blue,
They go play action with Lynch. Caught left side Hopkins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Holding offense.
So they will tread backward on the holding penalty.
And I know that they're going to get coached up and they'll get yelled at a little bit, but let's face it, it is hard not to do at the speed and pace that they play.
Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Coleman. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Set. 3-19.
Lynch looking to throw on second. This is caught. Gronkowski. And he's brought down. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run for it with Tariq Cohen. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your...
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bears draw a bit closer. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Going up top. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Second and 10. It's Wilson again. That is incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. The Seahawks on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle defense getting set to go. And they've created a major first-half storyline with the pressure they've been able to create.
And I know that the good teams adjust from series to series. They make their adjustments on the sideline before they go back out. In this case, I think they might need a little bit more time. They want to get to the half and start figuring out how do they change protections, how do they get the ball in the hands of the passer a lot quicker, make sure he doesn't get hit as often. All those different things. Maybe even run the ball a little bit more. Any anything to try and tamp down the pressure.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Ross. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On second down, Lynch. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. The Bears on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Set. Green 39.
From the gun, it's Lynch. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Hurry up, here we go.
Throwing here, Lynch on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lynch. Going deep for Hopkins. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there just before halftime. 44 yards.
Tell the truth, partner. You didn't think he was coming down with that one, did you? Come on, tell me the truth.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. A one-handed grab of that length. Talk about giving your team a little juice.
Oh, big time. I mean, everyone's going to be excited about that one, whether you're on the field or not. It permeates its way through the entire team, and I can't wait to see what they do on the next down.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Gronkowski, slot left. Throwing again here, Lynch. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. In for the score. And the Bears are in for 6.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
And just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Now Parkey for the extra point. Parkey adds the extra point. And the lead is now 14-10. Here's Parkey now set to kick it away. This will be taken very short. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. And they are nearing halftime with the Steelers out in front. Juju Smith-Schuster, a touchdown reception. From there, we head down to sunny Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And they have the lead over the visiting New York Jets. Danny Amendola, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And they trail the visiting Denver Broncos in that one. Demaryius Thomas, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Holding offense.
Can see this quite a bit on running plays with the guys out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coached some receivers in the offseason. We worked a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
9 big yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. The Bears on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 7.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Operating from the gun. Lynch. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Set. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll go option to the short side. And now he'll tuck it and run. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down, because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at him.
He's going to float this one deep right side. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Bears will add on to their lead. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
Now Parkey for the extra point. Oh, this is blocked. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. Shedding the tackle. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start. Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
They'll run it again with Yeldon. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
T.J. Yeldon's not afraid to drop a shoulder or run through some tackles, is he?
Not at all. I learned it in his high school days in Alabama, then, of course, stayed in state to play at Alabama. He could do that there.
And what I think is best about him, and when he's really on top of his game, when he's a little bit lighter, a little bit quicker, I think he's strong enough. He's compact enough to break those tackles, but I think he's at his best at a shiftier weight.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. The All-Pro in two positions. Khalil Mack there to make the stop. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
False start, offense.
That's going to set them back 5 yards. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Wilson. And that is incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Getting set to go again, DeAndre Hopkins marches back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's 3rd down. Here's Lynch to throw. Looking for Gronkowski, and he's got him complete. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. John Ross, the one he was looking for. That'll bring up second down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Now let's go. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense, but a lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play. He has to communicate to the guards and the tackles what type of front they're facing, how they're going to block it, and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of...
Lynch fighting. He fumbles. He lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with 3rd down coming up.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game. And I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
Here we go now.
On 3rd down, it's Cohen. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here. So for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. And our attention turns now to T.J. Yeldon. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Now T.J. Yeldon. And some room to roam now. And now running right through it. That good for 19 and a first down.
I know anytime you watch a team run the ball really well, there's some pinball effect, people bouncing off of each other. There's also some things of beauty in there when you see these nice, explosive, strong runs. And this guy, he knows how to carry the football really well and continually wants the football. Why? He knows his offensive line is going to give him great effort, and he gives great effort himself to finish off runs.
They keep it with Yeldon on first down. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
Come on, let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and all of a sudden here it's third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Wilson now to throw on third down. He finds his man, Baldwin. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
As you know, so many things in the passing game are based on yardage. Sometimes it's just based on timing. And that's what we saw right there on that play. 3rd and 3. Just get the ball right to the receiver.
Is the hitch route. And tell us, what is the hitch route?
Yeah, just take really one step like you're driving off the line of scrimmage, get the defensive back on his heels, get the ball out to the receiver, and he does the rest.
And they'll go on the ground. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. On second down, Wilson. And this will be incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
The Seahawks on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he finds Julius Thomas. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. The 13 yards that time of the first.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. Wilson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run with Yeldon. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Again, Wilson. He goes underneath for Yeldon. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a 2nd and long. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the 1st down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. The kick by Tavecchio is good. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a 1-score game at 20-13. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
This will be taken about the 12. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. Well, good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who is that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
Set! Green, 39! Green!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
3-19!
On 3rd down, Lynch. Going right side here, and that's complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. Lynch now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Coleman now. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. So the solid run on first, and I would imagine no real hurry to run that second down play.
No, it's all on your quarterback now. He's going to keep an eye on the play clock and bleed things down, and he's not going to let the ball be snapped until it's inside 3 seconds left on the play clock. Unless, of course, you're playing a video game, you're trying to run it up on your play.
Nice touch. Cold-blooded, too. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
They go play action here on first down. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. And a nice gain of 21 yards. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action, and take your shot at the end zone.
They'll throw on first down with Lynch. Drops it off for Coleman. He was hoping to get that one to Tevin Coleman in space, and that'll bring up second down. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Lynch. That's complete. Right around the 8. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
The Bears on third down. Now they've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This time they face a 3rd and 2. To throw again is Lynch. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th.
That was a dangerous throw towards the end zone. Boy, did it hang up there forever. Wanted to run up there and pull it down out of the sky.
Yeah, it felt like it really should have been intercepted. Lucky to have that one back.
You've got to be more careful when you're that close to the goal line.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Parkey's kick is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. Kind of surprised they accept the penalty.
The only thing that comes to mind for me is they want to move them back 5 yards because they feel good about their defense. But in most situations, you take the down.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Kamale Correa in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. He's got it up to the 15, showed off some fancy footwork there on the play. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This will be 3rd and forever. To throw is Wilson, operating from the gun. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early.
False start, offense.
So that'll back them up 5. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Now let's go. 3.
Out of the gun, Lynch. And he fires one incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. 2nd and 10 now. It's Lynch. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Eddie Goldman in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Here we go now.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over, A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Wilson on 1st down. He hits Beasley right side. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And he finds Beasley complete. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another 1st down. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 right at the 40. Throwing again here, Wilson. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Second and 10. It's Wilson again. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Baldwin with it over the middle. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
The best defensive lineman They play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On second down, here's Wilson. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. Third down now.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off the drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing is Wilson. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bears will get the football back. Well, they had to take one final shot at the end zone, but now things are looking really bleak.
And I agree with that totally. You had to take the shot if they did score. You know, whether you call it a miracle or not, you line up, onside kick, get the ball back, throw one more in the end zone, who knows? Had to take the chance, it just was unsuccessful.
The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
Now let's go. Green 39.
They will run again with Coleman. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
All right, here we go. Green 39.
On 3rd down, that's Coleman. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Blue landed.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
And there it is, the standard symbol. Taking a knee means that one team won and the other one obviously lost the ball game. But now that team that won is 2-2. After the first 4 games, I think they're okay with a 2-2 start. Not overly happy, but at the same time, not depressed either.
You mentioned to me breaking down a season in quadrants. So the first quadrant is kind of a check, as you said, for okay. Not great, not bad.
Yeah, right now they're just holding serve. They look forward to their next 4. Maybe they can make a surge there.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Bears, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. There they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings.